right, let's talk about the centerpiece film at this year's New York Film Festival, and also the film that lent itself to the posters from the New York Film Festival this
Very
year.
nice posters.
It is All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. It's a look at the life of Nan Golden and her battle against the Sackler family, the family that is one of the biggest in big pharma, responsible for Vicodin, OxyContin, and many of the drugs that America runs on more than
Yep.
Duncan. And I think this is a pretty fascinating look, not just at her life, but what her life has become and what she's dedicated herself to, because they are simultaneously balancing the story of how the opioid crisis developed in America with the story of Nan Golden, and who is a, very notable photographer, particularly notable person in the history of queer art in America, and how those stories ultimately intersected with her own addiction issues. And I think a lot of times you see films, particularly documentaries, that try to balance two pretty disparate elements, and it doesn't really feel like they are of the same film. And this film absolutely does. The way in which her issues with her parents inform her issues with the way that pharmaceuticals are treated in this country is just fascinating stuff, and really well assembled by the director Laura Poitras. It's a very, very good film. I think I ultimately did want it to go a bit deeper into maybe both halves of its whole, but
Yes,
it was still like fascinating to watch.
I agree with you. We have had so many, be it docs, docu series, miniseries, movies, all dealing with the subject matter. I'll pause that now that you pulled this up. As Zach had said, these were the posters, and it wasn't until the
Yeah, on the
middle of the
live
movie that I
stream.
realized I was like, oh, they're her pictures. The first one's cool. I know that one sold out real quick. But I was telling Zach, I wanted this next one that you see right here so bad. I
Yeah,
thought it looked fire,
that's the one
and
we
I
got.
snoozed. So if anyone has that out there, please let me know. That was sick because they show this shot in the movie as well. But again, it's looking at her work that I think brings a different perspective to it that I thought worked really well. That you're not seeing from just like many of the times the documentaries about the opioid crisis are like, here's the victim, or here's the pharmaceutical people who got away, or maybe you guys want dope sick and you want to see the people who kind of navigated the intricacies of the laws and how they got away with it. This is someone who's an artist, and you see her profile, which I thought was the best part of the movie. All of the stuff dealing with the opioid crisis, maybe if it's new to you, there you go. If it's not
Right.
new to you, I can't really say that it gave you any more information. So what Zach's saying, I agree with 100%. You're then getting half of her story and half of the opioid crisis story, and make it a mini series, make it a little bit longer, or choose one over the other, and you end up getting something that I think could be more profound. But I still thought it was very effective in showcasing how someone can use their art. It can be paused because of something, and then you can recuperate your art to fight against that thing that stopped you. Um, yeah,
It's also a really fascinating depiction of how an artist can use their platform to incite real change. And yes, maybe that change isn't on the kind of systemic level that uh would, be kind of like life-changing kind of stuff, but like for an artist, for a person who is known as a photographer, in order the way that she's able to put her work in between um like her goals and the impeding of this family, I did think was very fascinating to see, and well depicted. You get because you're sort of embedded with these activists, you get a lot of footage of their actions, and that stuff is all really cool. But yeah, I agree with you in that, like, even when it comes to some of the stuff about her own life, she'll allude to something that happens and say, like, that was a really difficult time,
and you're
and
like, whoa,
then
whoa. Yeah, because she's like, I've never talked about it, and I want to. And then she says like one sentence about it. I was like, no, I thought you were gonna get into it. So it's like you just know that there's still something more there.
yeah, so we hopefully more people will check this one out. I have a feeling it's going to be one of the big documentary contenders for this year's
Could be.
awards as well. So All the Beauty and the Bloodshed. I think that one is out late November, and
Good.
is also a neon release.
Oh, look at that.